You won't believe what happens next.
One of the most frustrating experiences a person can encounter is the sudden blocking of all their payment cards. The term unexpected block perfectly captures the shock and disruption that occurs when someone attempts to use their debit or credit card only to find it declined. Unlike planned restrictions, such as setting a daily spending limit or deactivating a card before traveling, an unexpected block comes without warning, leaving the cardholder confused and unprepared. The immediate inconvenience is significant because in modern life, so many transactions, whether purchasing groceries, paying for lunch, or booking tickets, depend on having a functioning card. The moment all cards are blocked, even the simplest tasks can become impossible, creating both practical and emotional strain. This disruption extends beyond mere financial inconvenience. People often rely on cards as their primary means of payment, with cash being minimal or non-existent in their wallets. When a block occurs, there is an urgent scramble to figure out alternative ways to pay. Everyday routines, such as dining out with family, commuting, or shopping, can come to an abrupt halt. This sudden interruption not only causes embarrassment in social situations, but can also trigger anxiety about whether access to funds will be restored promptly. For instance, trying to pay for lunch only to find all cards declined puts individuals in an awkward position, especially when family members or friends are present. It can feel humiliating and stressful, particularly for someone who prides themselves on being prepared. The unexpected nature of such blocks also amplifies their negative impact. Because cardholders are not forewarned, they cannot plan contingencies, such as carrying cash or using alternative accounts. There is often a moment of disbelief, double-checking the card details, verifying the balance, or trying multiple cards before realizing that all have been blocked. This sense of helplessness is compounded when the reason for the block is unclear, whether it's due to a suspected fraudulent transaction, technical error, or bank policy. In essence, the sudden blocking of all cards represents a sharp disruption to daily life. It highlights how dependent society has become on digital payment systems and underscores the vulnerability we face when those systems unexpectedly fail. The immediate inconvenience is more than just a financial hiccup. It is a moment that challenges routines, social interactions, and personal peace of mind. Payment disruptions, such as being unable to pay for lunch, can feel far more significant than they might initially appear. At first glance, the situation might seem minor, a simple inconvenience of not being able to settle a bill at a restaurant. However, it underscores the critical role that immediate access to funds plays in everyday life. In modern society, most daily transactions, from dining out to grocery shopping or commuting, are structured around the assumption that people have ready access to money, often through cards or digital payments. When that access is suddenly denied, even small, routine activities can become unexpectedly complicated, highlighting just how dependent we are on seamless financial systems. The inability to pay for lunch is a concrete illustration of this disruption. Eating out is not merely about enjoying food, it is often a social activity, an opportunity to connect with friends, family, or colleagues. When a payment fails, it interrupts that experience, causing embarrassment, stress, or even friction between those present. For example, having to explain to a dining companion, especially a family member like a mother-in-law, that all cards are blocked can create awkward social dynamics. Beyond social implications, the incident forces people to quickly consider alternative solutions, such as borrowing cash, using someone else's card, or leaving unpaid, each of which comes with its own complications and discomfort. This example also highlights a broader dependency on digital and card-based payments. In a cashless or low-cash society, the assumption is that money is instantly available at the swipe of a card or tap of a phone. Any disruption, therefore, can bring daily routines to a sudden halt. Even small lapses in access can escalate stress levels because they challenge the normal flow of life, revealing how precariously daily convenience is tied to functional financial instruments. Furthermore, payment disruptions like these emphasize the importance of preparedness and having backup options. Whether it's carrying some cash, keeping an emergency card, or having access to mobile payment alternatives, such incidents illustrate how quickly an unforeseen problem can escalate from minor inconvenience to significant stressor. In essence, not being able to pay for lunch is more than just a momentary hiccup. It is a reminder of the essential role that ready access to funds plays in daily life, social interactions, and personal peace of mind. It makes clear that in today's world, the flow of money is not merely transactional, it is fundamental to maintaining the rhythm of everyday life. Financial stress is often considered in the context of personal budgets, debts, or economic hardships, but it can also manifest in very immediate, situational ways, especially within families. One of the most subtle but significant sources of tension arises when family members depend on one another for access to money. When all payment cards are blocked and no immediate funds are available, ordinary interactions, such as paying for a meal or sharing expenses, can suddenly become high-pressure situations. This reliance on another person for financial support, even temporarily, can create discomfort, awkwardness, or even conflict, especially when the situation was entirely unexpected. Family dynamics naturally add layers of complexity to financial stress. Unlike friends or coworkers, family members are bound by long-term relationships, shared responsibilities, and often cultural expectations about who should pay for what. In the context of a blocked card, a situation as simple as lunch can become a source of embarrassment or anxiety. For example, trying to explain to a mother-in-law that you cannot pay, or asking her to cover the cost, can feel socially awkward and emotionally charged. Even when the family member is understanding, there can still be a subtle tension, a worry about judgment, obligation, or the potential for future misunderstandings. The psychological impact of such incidents should not be underestimated. Dependence, even momentary, can make individuals feel vulnerable or less competent, triggering stress responses that amplify the inconvenience. For older family members, there may be frustration at having to step in unexpectedly, disrupting their plans or comfort. For younger members, there may be embarrassment or guilt at needing help. The combination of these feelings can momentarily strain relationships and affect the mood of the group, turning what should have been a pleasant social outing into a tense scenario. This type of family stress also underscores the importance of communication and preparedness. Open discussions about financial contingencies, emergency funds, and backup payment options can prevent minor incidents from escalating into emotionally charged situations. It also highlights the value of empathy within families, understanding that unexpected disruptions happen and that reliance on one another should not automatically trigger judgment or resentment. In summary, when family members rely on each other for financial access, unexpected payment disruptions can introduce tension, embarrassment, and emotional stress. While brief, these moments reveal the intricate ways that money, responsibility, and family dynamics intersect, emphasizing the need for both practical planning and emotional understanding to navigate such situations smoothly. When all payment cards are suddenly blocked, one of the most common underlying causes is an error on the part of the bank or financial provider. These errors can take several forms, each creating significant inconvenience and stress for the cardholder. For instance, a banking system issue, such as a technical glitch, software malfunction, or connectivity problem, can mistakenly trigger a block on multiple accounts. Such problems are often invisible to the customer until a transaction fails, leaving them to wonder if they have mismanaged their finances or if something more serious is at play. These system-level failures highlight the fragility of modern financial infrastructure, which we often take for granted until it suddenly fails. Another potential reason for blocked cards is a fraud alert. Banks and card providers constantly monitor transactions for unusual or suspicious activity to protect account holders from theft or unauthorized use. However, these alerts can sometimes be triggered incorrectly. For example, if a cardholder makes several transactions in a short period or makes a purchase far from their usual location, the system may interpret this behavior as potentially fraudulent. While these security measures are essential for safeguarding finances, they can also result in the temporary blocking of cards, leaving customers unable to complete everyday tasks like paying for lunch. The unexpected nature of such alerts can create both frustration and anxiety, as individuals struggle to understand why their access to funds has been restricted. Administrative mistakes are another potential culprit. Errors in account management, such as incorrect billing, miscommunication between departments, or improper updates to card status, can inadvertently block a card. These mistakes, while often unintentional, can have a direct impact on the cardholder's daily life. The cardholder may need to spend time on the phone or online trying to resolve the issue, which can be stressful and time-consuming, especially in urgent situations. The broader implication of these errors is the reliance we place on financial institutions to manage complex systems accurately and efficiently. Even small mistakes can ripple outward, affecting daily routines, social interactions, and personal confidence. Moreover, the need to quickly contact the bank and resolve the issue emphasizes the importance of customer service responsiveness in mitigating inconvenience. In conclusion, blocked cards due to bank or provider errors, whether caused by system glitches, fraud alerts, or administrative mistakes, illustrate the delicate balance between security, technology, and customer experience. While such errors are often temporary, their immediate impact can disrupt daily life, create stress, and remind us how reliant we are on the seamless functioning of financial systems. One of the primary reasons cards are unexpectedly blocked is due to the security measures implemented by banks and financial providers to protect customers from fraud. These safeguards are designed to prevent unauthorized access to funds, which is crucial in an era where digital transactions are ubiquitous and cybercrime is increasingly sophisticated. While these measures are fundamentally in place to protect cardholders, they can occasionally result in inconvenience, especially when they are triggered by unusual but legitimate activity. Preventive blocks often occur when a bank's monitoring system detects transactions that deviate from a customer's normal spending patterns. For instance, making multiple purchases in a short period, shopping in a different city or country, or attempting a large transaction may be flagged as suspicious. The system, designed to err on the side of caution, may temporarily block the card to prevent potential fraud. While this is a protective measure, it can cause immediate disruption to the cardholder's plans, as even routine activities such as paying for lunch or groceries may be halted until the issue is resolved. These security measures also illustrate the balance banks must strike between safety and convenience. On one hand, blocking a card at the first sign of suspicious activity can prevent financial losses from fraudulent transactions. On the other hand, such actions can create frustration, stress, and embarrassment for customers who are left without access to their own money. The preventive block, although well-intentioned, may not always be communicated in real time, leaving the cardholder confused about why their card is suddenly unusable. Additionally, preventive blocks highlight the importance of maintaining communication channels between the bank and the customer. Many institutions now offer instant alerts via SMS or email, informing the customer that a transaction appears unusual and asking for confirmation. However, if these alerts are delayed, missed, or ignored, the cardholder may only discover the block at the point of payment, which can be inconvenient and socially awkward. In conclusion, security measures such as preventive card blocks are a critical component of modern banking. They serve to protect individuals from fraud, unauthorized transactions, and financial loss. Yet, the very mechanisms designed to safeguard money can sometimes lead to immediate and tangible inconveniences, emphasizing the delicate balance between security, convenience, and communication. While frustrating in the moment, these measures ultimately aim to preserve long-term financial safety, reminding cardholders of the unseen systems working to protect their funds. One of the most aggravating aspects of having all cards blocked unexpectedly is the communication gap between financial institutions and the cardholder. Often, cardholders only discover the problem when they attempt a transaction, leaving them confused and frustrated. This lack of prior notice transforms what could be a manageable inconvenience into a stressful and disruptive experience. If banks provided timely alerts or explanations for blocks, customers could prepare alternative payment methods or quickly resolve the issue. Without such communication, however, the sudden restriction feels abrupt and unfair, intensifying the emotional impact of the situation. The communication gap can manifest in several ways. First, there may be no immediate alert at all, no SMS, email, or push notification to inform the customer that their card has been blocked. Second, even if a notification is sent, it may be vague or overly technical, failing to explain the reason for the block or the steps required to restore access. This ambiguity forces cardholders to spend precious time and energy deciphering the situation, contacting customer support, and navigating automated systems, often during moments when they urgently need to make a payment. The consequences of this lack of communication extend beyond mere inconvenience. It can create stress, embarrassment, and frustration, particularly in social or professional settings. Imagine attempting to pay for lunch with a family member or colleague, only to discover that all your cards are blocked and you have no prior knowledge of the issue. The resulting awkwardness and pressure can negatively affect relationships and social interactions. Moreover, it undermines the sense of trust that customers place in their financial institutions, as reliable access to funds is a fundamental expectation. Bridging this communication gap requires proactive measures from banks and financial providers. Real-time alerts, clear explanations, and actionable instructions can significantly reduce confusion and help customers respond effectively to unexpected blocks. Even simple communications, such as notifying the cardholder immediately when a transaction triggers a security review, can prevent stress and inconvenience. In summary, the lack of prior notice during a card block exemplifies the critical role of communication in financial services. A communication gap can turn a minor inconvenience into a major disruption, affecting not only the cardholder's ability to complete transactions, but also their confidence in the institution and their social interactions. By improving communication, banks can ensure that preventative measures and security protocols protect customers without creating unnecessary frustration or confusion. The sudden blocking of all cards highlights a critical lesson: the importance of having alternative payment methods. In a world increasingly reliant on cashless transactions, many people carry little to no physical cash, assuming that cards or mobile payment systems will always work. While convenient, this dependence can create vulnerability in the event of a card block, system error, or technical malfunction. Having backup payment options such as cash, a secondary card, or mobile wallet can prevent minor inconveniences from escalating into stressful or embarrassing situations. Alternative payment methods serve as an essential safety net. For instance, in the scenario where all cards are blocked at a restaurant, carrying a small amount of cash could allow for an immediate resolution, avoiding awkwardness with family or friends. Similarly, having a backup card or a trusted family member's card as an emergency resource ensures that even if one system fails, transactions can continue without major disruption. Mobile payment platforms, such as digital wallets, can also offer quick access to funds and provide an extra layer of security, especially when traditional cards fail. Beyond immediate convenience, having multiple payment options offers peace of mind. Financial disruptions, whether caused by security measures, administrative errors, or fraud alerts, often occur unpredictably. When individuals are prepared with alternatives, they can navigate these situations calmly and efficiently without feeling helpless or embarrassed. This preparedness reduces stress, protects social interactions, and prevents unnecessary delays in daily routines. Additionally, alternative payment methods encourage flexibility and resilience. Relying on a single payment source is risky, as no system is infallible. Banks may experience technical issues, networks can go down, and digital systems can encounter glitches. Backup methods ensure that individuals are not entirely dependent on one system and can maintain normalcy in their day-to-day activities. Finally, the concept of backup payments underscores a broader principle of financial prudence, planning for contingencies. Just as people maintain emergency savings, it is wise to maintain access to multiple forms of payment. This foresight transforms an inconvenient situation into a manageable one, minimizing stress and social awkwardness. In summary, alternative payment methods are not merely convenient, they are essential safeguards against unexpected disruptions. Whether through cash, secondary cards, or mobile wallets, having options ensures that daily life continues smoothly, even when primary payment systems fail. The lesson is clear: preparation is key to financial resilience. The sudden blocking of all cards can have a direct and immediate impact on social plans, turning what should be a simple and enjoyable outing into a stressful experience. Social activities, whether meeting friends for coffee, having lunch with family, or attending events, often rely on the assumption that financial transactions will proceed smoothly. When cards are unexpectedly blocked, these plans can be abruptly disrupted, creating inconvenience, embarrassment, and even tension among those involved. A casual outing can quickly transform from a pleasant social interaction into a situation of anxiety and awkwardness. The disruption of social plans highlights how intertwined finances are with social life in modern society. Even small routine activities, such as going out for lunch or paying for tickets, depend on seamless access to money. When a card fails, it can cause delays, force others to cover unexpected expenses, or even result in cutting an outing short. For example, if a family lunch is interrupted because all cards are blocked, the situation may leave individuals feeling embarrassed, particularly when relying on family members or friends to step in. The interruption can also shift the focus from the social experience to the problem at hand, undermining the enjoyment of the outing. Moreover, the impact on social plans is not only logistical, but also emotional. Experiencing a payment disruption in front of others can create stress, awkwardness, and self-consciousness. People may worry about judgment or feel guilty for causing inconvenience. The unpredictability of such incidents makes it difficult to plan alternatives on the spot, especially if everyone assumes that the outing will proceed normally. Even with understanding companions, the momentary disruption can dampen the mood, making social interactions less relaxed and enjoyable. The situation also underscores the importance of preparedness and flexibility. Carrying alternative payment options, maintaining cash reserves, or sharing emergency contacts can mitigate the impact on social plans. Awareness of potential financial interruptions allows individuals to adapt quickly and maintain the flow of social activities, minimizing stress for both themselves and others. In conclusion, unexpected card blocks demonstrate how vulnerable social plans can be to financial disruptions. Simple outings, which are meant to foster connection and enjoyment, can become complicated or stressful when access to funds is suddenly denied. This experience highlights the need for preparedness, flexibility, and backup options to ensure that social interactions remain smooth and enjoyable even in the face of unforeseen financial challenges. When all cards are unexpectedly blocked, the situation often creates an immediate sense of urgency to resolve the issue with the bank or card provider. Unlike minor inconveniences, a blocked card directly affects the ability to pay for goods and services, making swift action essential. This urgency underscores how integral financial access is to everyday life and highlights the importance of being proactive in addressing disruptions before they escalate into larger problems. The moment a cardholder realizes their cards are unusable, the priority shifts from routine tasks to finding a solution, often involving contacting customer service, verifying identity, and understanding the cause of the block. The need for immediate resolution also emphasizes the reliance on effective communication and support from financial institutions. Many banks provide 24/7 customer service, fraud hotlines, or online chat options, precisely because card blocks can happen at any time. However, even with these resources, cardholders may face long wait times, automated menus, or verification hurdles, which can heighten stress in an already tense situation. The pressure to resolve the problem quickly is particularly pronounced if the cardholder is in a public setting, such as a restaurant or store, where others may be waiting or observing the situation unfold. Furthermore, the urgency of resolution reflects the broader implications of restricted access to funds. Delays in restoring card functionality can disrupt travel plans, social engagements, or professional obligations. For instance, missing a scheduled payment, being unable to book transportation, or causing a social embarrassment all demonstrate how quickly an unresolved card block can cascade into multiple problems. These scenarios highlight why individuals are often willing to invest time and energy into contacting the bank immediately, even if it requires navigating complex processes or providing detailed personal information. The situation also illustrates the value of preparedness and knowledge. Understanding the bank's procedures for handling blocked cards, keeping customer service numbers accessible, and knowing the steps to verify identity can significantly reduce resolution time. Cardholders who are familiar with these processes can act quickly, restoring access to funds and minimizing disruption. In conclusion, the immediate need to resolve a blocked card situation demonstrates both the critical role of financial access in daily life and the importance of proactive engagement with banking services. Quick action, effective communication, and preparedness are essential for mitigating inconvenience, maintaining social and professional obligations, and ensuring that temporary disruptions do not escalate into larger challenges. Unexpected situations, like having all cards blocked, often serve as important learning moments that highlight the need for better financial preparedness. When access to funds is suddenly restricted, it exposes gaps in planning, awareness, and contingency measures, prompting individuals to rethink how they manage and monitor their financial tools. One of the key lessons is the importance of regularly keeping track of card statuses. Knowing whether cards are active, when they expire, and whether there are any pending issues with the bank can prevent unpleasant surprises and reduce the likelihood of unexpected disruptions. Monitoring card limits is another crucial aspect highlighted by such incidents. Daily or monthly spending limits, overdraft thresholds, and available credit can all affect the usability of a card. Failing to keep these limits in mind can result in declined transactions, which may be misinterpreted as a card block. By being proactive about monitoring balances and limits, cardholders can better anticipate potential obstacles and avoid situations where they are left unable to pay for basic necessities, such as a meal or transportation. Emergency preparedness also becomes evident as a learning point. Having critical information at hand, such as customer service numbers, online banking credentials, or the contact details of someone who can provide temporary financial support, can dramatically reduce stress during an unexpected card block. These steps transform a moment of vulnerability into an opportunity for quick resolution. It also emphasizes the value of having multiple payment options or a small reserve of cash to rely on in case digital systems fail. Beyond practical measures, this learning moment underscores the importance of mindfulness and routine. Regularly checking accounts, setting up alerts for unusual activity, and reviewing bank communications can help prevent incidents or enable faster responses when they do occur. These small habits foster confidence, reduce dependence on others in critical moments, and enhance personal financial responsibility. Ultimately, unexpected card blocks are not just inconvenient, they provide a chance to reflect and improve one's approach to financial management. By keeping track of card statuses, understanding limits, and ensuring emergency contact information is readily available, individuals can minimize future disruptions, maintain smooth daily routines, and navigate financial challenges with greater resilience. What initially feels like an embarrassing or stressful situation can, therefore, become a valuable lesson in planning, preparedness, and proactive money management. If you've ever experienced a moment where your cards suddenly got blocked or a payment failed at the worst possible time, you're not alone. If this story felt relatable or taught you something valuable, please give this video a like. For more real-life experiences, financial awareness, and practical lessons you can actually use, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. And most importantly, leave a comment below. Have you ever faced a situation like this? How did you handle it? Your experience might help someone else avoid the same stress. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay prepared, stay smart.